This session brought to you by Odyssey Games for pre-orders and sealed product, CCG Prime for tons of singles and supplies, Cardo Doko for international rulers looking for products, and fowlibrary.com for articles and wonderful deck lists,
as well as our guest lecturer members King Pearlshine, Vite Ramen, Mognite, and Darren Noblock.
Class is in session.
Hey there, Rulers. DMO73 here. Welcome back to day 2 of the April Games and Geek Discord GP. We are going to be playing some pretty fun stuff today, I think. It's still 7 different rulers, 8 very different decks going into this top 8. It's going to be very, very interesting. We are certainly going to be jumping in to see what's on top. No Hide made it into top 8. We do know that the Aristella, or the Alice versus Oct, the Alice player has conceded, did not play today. So Oct is already in top 4 of this event. And then we have Falchin, 2 Aristellas, a Killua, Falchin versus Eins, which is what we will see, and then Oct and Order Alice we're playing, but Oct is advanced. So 3 players in this event. Oh, and Olga as well. 3 players in this event already have invites, so that's something to keep in mind as we go into the breakdown for top 8 or top 4 and finals. If you enjoy what we like, go ahead and consider enjoying the match and everything else. It's going to be quieter commentary for me, and then players, obviously, so we can hear them since I'm by myself today. If you like what we're doing, you want to consider supporting the channel, go ahead and consider clicking that join button down below to join the channel as a member. You can also hit that subscribe, and be sure to share this video out with people as well. So looking forward, like it's going to be a really good time. We're going to jump right over into our top 8 match, which is Jeremy Lindley versus Matthew Lindley, playing Eins on, he was 7th seed versus Matthew Lindley, who is 2nd seed. And going into this, they've already kind of talked about the fact that because Matt gets to choose to go first, or choose whether to go first or second in top 8, he's certainly heavily favored on game 1, because he can try to go for the Killua spell to cancel the automatic trigger to reveal the moon at the beginning of the game, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and jump over to them and see how this goes.
All right. Maybe we'll start early. Hang on, let me just let them know.
Yep. As we're playing here in the chat, if you, we should be able to hear the table audio, so that again, because I'm commentating solo.
Go ahead and draw your opening hand.
Charlie, our head judge. And let me know if you guys want to hear more table audio, more of me, whatever, so we can keep this audio paired up. It'll be very interesting to see how this game, they say, I mean, they're brothers, they're wearing the same shirt, and they said they've played this matchup a lot. So Matthew's certainly favored, considering he has the coin on game 1, being able to choose to see if it can just stop that Damascus moon and save himself a lot of pressure.
Welcome to top 8 Forcible players. You have 60 minutes. You may begin.
Beginning of game triggers.
Yep, here's resolve first.
So I'll throw out Rogue Spectator and Wall. Then I will burn Will Coin to Feasting. Or automatic trigger.
Feasting's fine.
Yep.
Draw 4.
So we do not get the Damascus moon at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Which is real rough for Eins.
Yep.
Just not being able to shut off the additions.
Target feasting.
Burn the feasting out of the way. With the Dragon of Solari.
Call step. Amadeus. We'll play Painter Gears.
Painter Gears going in. Okay. If we have a second Painter Gears, we can maybe get Chromavore right out the gate here, especially since there's no will coin, because we're at 3 attributes. We can play Chromavore Gears right now anyway, which might get us, like, okay, that's the only spell. Burning Light Moonchild already, just so we don't get Chromavores.
Yep,
I target Wall and make it dark. Enter battle phase.
Yep.
Faster. Forgot you had Wall.
Yeah, I actually have it this time. Alright, we'll draw for turn.
Yep.
Okay. The rare instance of forfeiting combat.
Erratic.
This is still not super great for
And we'll pass.
like the wall is certainly helpful, but like being
Eins,
low
our
on
turn.
will is kind of rough because Eins is going to be able to start putting some serious pressure on
Wheel
early.
a Shark of Slurry. Attempt to draw. Shark.
Shark to draw an extra card.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Before thinking.
Before draw his turn, are we going to see something happen here? Light Child's already gone, so I don't hate the idea of just playing.
Sealed One-Eye to draw.
Okay, he's gonna go ahead and just pitch Sealed One-Eye to draw a little bit more.
I will.
Oh, and we're gonna see some more before recovery shenanigans. We could see a pretty aggressive start here if we can get past this wall, because Light Child being already gone
Yeah,
is kind of
play.
huge.
I'll attempt to play Lumia.
Ooh, a Lumia here just gets to gain that life back.
Enter effect.
Go back
Go
up to
back to 600.
4,000.
Draw a card.
So we get to
Right,
grab
move
that.
first. Callstone.
Another Painter's Gears means that we
will
can
play
probably get to
Painter's.
Chromavers. There we go. Chromavers is going to start coming down. Like,
target
we're
for
about to start
stone,
slamming
make
for a ton of
it
damage.
Dark.
Okay. Do we have another Painter's Gears for us? A free Chromavore train? That
I
would be
will
pretty
tap the moon,
gross.
Play Chromavore Gears.
Oh, we just have the regular paying one for Chromavore, but that can get us into another.
Yep.
This can get us another Chromavore. This could get us another Painter's Gears. There's a lot of things that could come out of here. And we have will to be able to pay for a Feasting, which is not super great right now.
Is fine.
Enter
So
effect.
that well, sir.
Yes.
Draw a bunch of cards.
Enter battle phase.
So these Painter Gears at least will be able to hit his face after the Chromavore pops the wall, unless we burn Darkness Moonchild as well here.
Chromavore swing for 12.
Dark Wind Shout.
Yep, Darkness Moonchild gonna shoot it, as
Yeah.
expected. But that's kind of okay to
Tap on
lose
the
it.
base. Play Chromavore Gears.
Another Chromavore. This is what happens. You just get to draw a million cards, and the Light Child being burned early with no Angelic Battle Barrier is pretty rough. Probably a Feasting? Yeah, Feasting's
had
coming
the
down here now that we're tapped.
I did.
Rough. Feasting's fine.
Still making Matt burn a lot of cards here, while keeping a lot in hand because of that Chromavore.
After that, I will move to end phase.
Ready to draw?
Yep.
Cover. Covered. We'll call stone. Superstone of the Wanderer Moon, so 4C.
So let's see here. It's been like this Justice list is typically, like we've seen from Matt, is a little bit more aggressive than other Justice lists we've seen. We still haven't seen a daily research at all. Like no daily research turn one felt a little bit, suboptimal.
We'll tap. One.
I mean, he has a free turn here essentially.
Flower of Sorrow.
That's-
Illusionary Flower of Sorrow. That's good to hit field.
Okay,
Pretty
drop it here, back to
helpful.
hand.
I don't love bouncing a
It's hard to
Painter's
hit, but
Gears
that's
back to his hand.
Targeting it. You gotta stop it. And then how big is
Let's
your
see.
board right now?
2, 3, 2, 5.
So not big enough to crack the wall. Illusory Flower is really helpful for being able to tap down stuff like the Chromavores, but like
We'll leave it as it is. I'll pass.
Alright,
gave him
Eins, our
back a
turn.
Painter's Gears.
We'll reveal Squirrel of Solari.
Ooh, Squirrel.
Unrest the Omnidays.
Okay. That means
Get a draw for turn.
we do not have a, so we're now getting
Tap
+4
it.
+4 for all of
Red,
them.
Play Phantasmal Send it.
And we're ramping stones. Oof.
Gross, but okay.
Enter effect.
So now we're gonna have
4C.
4 stones, and we get a 4C here. This is a pretty kind of crazy
Love
start. Do you have another Phantasmal Board recovery?
I'll tap this, play Rogue Spectator.
Oh, and get a Rogue Spectator out. Just to
Move
get enough,
or Rogue
as
Spectator
many
and Artifact.
bodies as possible.
Move to unrest.
Just as many bodies as possible.
down.
If we can, we don't have a way because we
Force
don't have facility. Unless we have a facility where there's no way for us to make something a gears this turn. But all of our gears are getting +4/+4.
How many cards in hand?
5.
Still has a
5
pretty
cards.
full grip, I guess, as Feasting or as the Falchion deck. I thought we maybe had less. We do certainly have 3 colors here, so a Painter's Gears means Chromivore is free. You have blue, white, green. So a Painter's Gears to make
Tap
something
red,
for.
play Collector Gears.
Collector coming down as well.
That is fine.
Oh, that's a gross way to use the stone
Tap Collector Gears. Tap
because it has
red,
swiftness.
play
And it has
Gearsification.
Oh, you still have that? I forgot. That's gross.
Gearsification. We only control 2 Gears Resonators to turn in, so we're going to draw 2 reveal.
Two.
Wow, we just get to kind of go in here. Probably going to reveal Bat,
Reveal
which is
Bird
going to
of
reveal
Solari,
Eins.
1,000.
Oh, no, we're going to
Heal.
reveal Bird.
Neither player can heal?
Yep.
Okay. I'll just get a 5th out.
Okay, so now we have +5 to all these gears.
Right. Now we gotta think.
The question I have is I don't know how good the board white presence is for this Falchion deck.
6.
6 cards still left in hand, with one of those being a Painter's Gears. We know that Painter's Gears is there in hand, so we can have free Chromivores. I just feel like now's the turn to go in. If we have it, although the question is, like, is it there, right?
Tap a red. We'll play Sprinting Steward.
For how much?
We're gonna pay 2K.
3K?
Gonna pay 2,000 life for Sprinting Steward.
So that plus
So
equals
now we've
5.
got
How much?
+5.
5.
5.
Running.
5.
Sprinting Eins is in the building.
Okay.
Good resolve.
Yeah.
And it resolves. Okay. So now we're going to really start cracking in stuff
That-
because all of our gears flying. Painter's Gears is a flyer. So the Painter's Gears that's already on board can swing in to
we'll
crack
pay
the
200
wall,
for
which
light.
is huge. Okay, pay 200.
We will God's Art out Raymond.
And God's Art Raymond.
Surprised you didn't put him when I blew up your chroma board here.
He's got to be in hand for that, Matt.
Oh, he wasn't that. Oh, he drew a bunch. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
And
Yeah. He's good.
Enter effect.
Raymond enters.
Enter battle phase.
Everything is getting plus
Raymond swing directly for 17.
17.
Yep.
Okay. Feasting is dead.
Then we're gonna go ahead and flower your Phantasmal.
We can stop 2 of these from being pumped up.
Flower your Rogue Spectator.
And flower the Spectator. We're still gonna take a fair bit of damage here. Well, not. I guess
Olga
not really.
swing for 9.
9 is exactly enough to crack the wall.
Raymond.
Yep.
Yep. So it's exactly enough to crack wall.
Wrong card.
Painter Gears swing for 10 or 12.
1,200 coming in here.
It is a 1,200 right now.
Oh, because you have all the things out. Gross. So that brings me down to
Brings you down to 28.
28. Yep.
Down to 28. We have
Black
another
Painter's.
Painter's Gears in hands. Yup. Oh, gross. We probably have another
Yep.
Chromivore in hand at this point. Although,
Target, your untapped stone will make it dark.
okay, so we've
Enter
got
battle phase.
another 1,200 coming in.
That'd be
Took
at
it down to
16.
16. Do we have another
Play
Painter's
Painter's.
Gears?
Yep.
Wow.
Enter effect.
Yep.
Target same stone, or no, target your Ataraka stone this time. We'll make it light.
Wow.
Enter battle phase.
Yep.
Swing for 12.
Take him down to
Another
4.
one.
We'll move to end phase.
Oh my god.
He did not. He gets to draw another card,
I thought I
though.
misplayed there. Alright, at end phase, we'll convert this to red and play Phantasmal.
Phantasmal from there. We
That's
just
good.
need a...
Or before that, though, Raymond would hit because end phase first.
Same thing with stone.
And Raymond gets to draw him a card. Did he draw a sealed one-eyed?
Phantasmal's good.
Okay.
Flip over an Ataratica's, and then... Yeah, then we'll go to my turn.
No, we did not see...
Steward of the Grave, please.
Yep, sorry.
We did not see
We'll draw
a
for 10.
sealed one-eyed.
Yep.
So close. 400 short. Eins is Aristella's brother, kidnapped when they were kids.
Got 1,800.
So the Phantasmal can swing this turn. So there's a world where maybe we do like
We will.
institute into Mikey and like swing in for lethal here. Wow. So close.
We will convert this to fire.
Sure.
Play Rogue Spectator.
That's fine.
Then we'll go to
Okay.
Unrest.
That's fine.
So neither player can gain any life this turn. Again. Dexia is his actual brother's name.
Okay.
It's the spirit of when he
start with
kills
Olga
Eins,
Stone.
the spirit of Dexia is kind of reborn as an ethereal. Yeah, Dexia is Eins.
I just don't know the knowledge.
We need
We'll
a
go ahead
5th
and
stone.
This for green, and then black to play Magic Stone Research Institute.
So the
okay.
Phantasmal can swing this turn. An Angelic Battle Barrier here would be pretty gross. As well, like, because it would
You have 4
stop
cards
you
in
from...
hand.
4 cards in hand.
Stop it from playing Mikey and doing double Magic Stone Research Institute. Like, that's the thing that we need to stop here. The
That's
sealed
fine.
one-eyed.
Or no, it's not fine. Sorry. Actually, I will chase Angelic Battle Barrier.
There's the Angelic Battle Barrier. Okay.
Gross.
To stop him from having the follow-up play to get to Mikey Double Institute. So now,
cards
at
do you have?
most,
2 more.
2 more cards. He can tap down to... There's just too many things on field to swing right now. So he'll go up to... He's got 3 unique stones. He can get to 4 unique stones, which is +8. So the Phantasmal will be hitting for 12. So it's still not quite lethal, though.
Get a drink of water real quick.
You good? I think I misplayed against you, man.
To be fair, you actually haven't played against the most recent cards in the deck.
I haven't, but I should have considered the Battle Barrier.
Yeah, that's really...
Such a big field.
I think good to resolve.
I'm pretty sure I just died, so I'm checking real quick.
Might just see a concede here.
But let's find out.
Because we don't have a way to get to the Mikey Double Institute, we don't have a way to push lethal damage because Mikey's not quick cast. So there is a world where if we have a feasting to stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to resolve. I can't stop that.
Okay, no cancels. So Institute
Magic
then.
Research Stone's good to resolve.
So we'll
A
pass
feasting
out
still would
this
have helped
stone,
it.
Throw out
Oof.
a
Another Magic Stone of Knowledge, so it's still only +6. So now he's only hitting for 8 or 10.
+6. Cannot kill you off of that. Oh, yeah, I
So we're-
misplayed there, man. I would have had lethal.
Yep.
Alright, you have, what, 7 Resonators on board?
I have 7 on board.
7 on.
And the collector gears can't be tapped down. So like he has something that is guaranteed to be able to block. So Yeah, rough.
All
We can
right,
tap down
let's
2 of
see
them,
what
so
I
we can make
can-
4 of them not be able to
Rogue
recover.
Spectator, attack
He
collector
came out this
gear.
turn.
Sorry, attack collector gear.
That's.
So there's the.
Yeah, it's rude. He's a 10-10.
He is a 10-10. Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
I forgot
okay.
Rogue Spectator came out this turn, so I don't think I can survive. Which is unfortunate.
Interesting
Multiple
here.
misplays. Let's go to game 2.
Game 2.
Oh, it just concedes it up.
Yeah,
We got a
double
game
metal
2.
Lifeform Dragon in hand. You were getting burned next turn.
Well,
Oh,
again,
man.
I got Will hit because I couldn't get to Phantasmal at the end of last turn. Otherwise, I could have killed you.
Yeah, you needed
And-
both resonators.
I did.
You have 3 minutes to sideboard.
That was good.
So Eins taking game
I also
1.
had Mikey in hand. And if I would have just played Mikey, I still could have killed you. These are the small things.
Yeah, the Mikey could have double
Alright, let's see what
duplicated
we can
the
work on here.
institutes, and we could have still swung with the Phantasmal Ascendant for the lethal. But wow, Eins was just like, who needs a Damascus Moon? This is really good for
Dang it, man.
Jeremy in general for this
Sure.
matchup, because if he lets game 2 just finish quickly, he can go to game 3 and he can start on the draw, so his Damascus Moon will guarantee to resolve. That's really good for Eins here, because of the fact that like he could just kind of smoothly like. There's a world for me where as Jeremy, I just kind of like can see like, well, you still make Matt work for it,
I'll
right?
say too.
But like the thing for Jeremy will be to be like catch wind of which way the game is going here quickly in game 2, and if you're going to, if it feels like it's going away from you, just go into game 3 so that you can start with Damascus Moon. So we'll have to see what happens there, because Damascus Moon will make this very, very difficult for Matt as Falch. Like not having
You're going
access
first
to your
or second?
additions is rough.
Is that a question? Second.
Hey man, you might want to change your choice. Who knows?
I'll mix it up, see if it does me any better. Okay, let's play further behind.
Burning those God's Arts early was also really, really helpful for Jeremy.
Yeah, I was really hoping that last game Raymond drew into sealed 1-eye, so I could just burn you the last 600.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't thinking, because I was thinking that your painter gears wouldn't be able to get over wall, and I didn't realize they were 900s.
Oh, they were 1000s.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, or I would have tapped one of them instead.
Or no,
And
they were.
I could have survived
1200s.
that otherwise, potentially.
Yeah.
Ugh.
How would you like me to split?
Seven.
If that happens, I'm calling there's a Jeremy hive mind. If he like quickly concedes game 2.
I'm
Yeah,
feeling
that's
13.
fair. You're gonna have 13 down from the top.
How about magic stones?
Just half.
Right.
Just hoping to
just
get
have
rid of
five
all of those
magic
Kiloas
stones.
and feastings, all to the bottom of the deck, so that we can just get our Damascus Moon. Because
Ready to
if
go? Yeah.
Matt's on the play, or if Matt's on the draw and doesn't see a way to hit Damascus Moon, he's in for a world of pain. It is going to be very, very good. I imagine we might see a full like mull 5 if we don't have something to be able to respond to the Damascus Moon entering.
We'll mulligan 4.
Hard mulligan 4, so something worth keeping. Probably maybe Illusory Flower or a Daily Research. We didn't see a Daily Research at all in game 1 out of the Falchion deck.
All right.
So that was interesting
You're
as
gonna
well.
mulligan Still.
Oh, sorry.
1 sec. We'll mulligan 4.
Both players saying, I only like one of these cards that's in my hand.
Then beginning of game turns.
Yep, yours first.
Do we have...
Spectator and wall. Wall
Right.
draw a card.
Yep.
And then I will burn will coin.
Okay.
Kilowa.
We did see the Kilowa to stop
reveal
it.
Rogue Spectator.
Okay.
Yep.
Still get Rogue Spectator.
Start a game trigger.
We still get to grab
Do
Shark. Yeah, there's no reason to grab Dragon right now because we're not going in this turn anyway with no
There's
pressure.
cost
And
down.
We're also not getting dragon because then we'd have to shoot ourselves, and we don't want that.
After that, I will pass.
Pass the turn. No collector's gears on 1 is a little
Or
unfortunate for
draw some
sure.
Yep.
But we do see that he's playing rogue spectator and stuff. Or he's playing
we'll call stone.
things like Phantasmal Ascendant as well, so it makes sense.
4C.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll leave it there. Tap. Play Lightning Cave.
Lightning Cave. That's real rough. It's like there's a world where, like I said,
Disgusting.
I tried.
unless we have a way to spot remove this in like 2 seconds, I think we just concede.
Eins started turn trigger.
We don't have like Lightning Cave coming down is real rough. We just like cannot get swiftness. Even with dragon, it does us no good.
We'll bring out Squirrel of Solari.
Probably Squirrelish Solari in response to the
400
squirrel
or
trigger.
Before Squirrel Chase Knew It All, pay 200 for red.
Yeah, we're gonna go for Phantasmal Ascendant here.
Squirrel to unrest. Alright. Go to draw.
We still have 1 red floating, at least until the recovery phase. So we might draw into a Phantasmal Ascendant
I'll play a Phantasmal Ascendant.
with the floating red. There we go.
Play
Get an extra stone.
Ascendant. I will Light Moonchild in response.
I figured. We will.
Do we have something to cancel it?
Response.
Do we have a low right?
Actually thinking. That is fine.
Ooh, it resolves.
Enter effect
Okay.
Phantasmal.
Yep.
That's another Moonshade. I will pay 400 to play Metal Lifeform Dragon.
This is
targeting
pretty
yourself.
good. We can keep that stone tapped now that he's already used it.
Rude, but also.
And he has a bunch of cards in his hand.
How many cards in
So it's
hand?
going to crack
I
the
have
wall.
5, so that'll blow up the wall.
So
Yep.
wall is
Oh, yeah.
still gone.
Alright, after that, move to Unrest.
Still making good work here. This is crazy.
stone.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Third Moonshade. Oof. Do not like seeing that. We can't play anything else this turn.
we're burning.
Probably going to
ourselves.
lose the stone. But getting rid of the wall and leaving Falch in at only one will next turn because the stone will not
After that,
recover
I
because
will
of
pass.
dragon.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
If we have another dragon here, it would be really gross because we can tap down the other stone as well and just like force him to have almost no resources on a free turn to just like apply a massive
Unrest.
board state
Sure.
and then like next
Call
turn swing
stone.
in and not really care about the sprinting.
Magic Stone of Knowledge.
It is a green,
We'll go
red,
ahead and tap
black.
Mastery, Daily Research.
We
That's
got
fine.
daily research. What edition are we going to grab here? Is it? It's probably, I imagine, going to be.
Magic Stone Research Institute to hand.
Oh, grabbing the Institute here as opposed to as opposed to grabbing
Would you like me to cut?
the flower, right?
That's fine.
But the Institute makes sense since
I
we have
will
Lightning Cave. We
pass.
have some time to burn. Second dragon here would be pretty gross.
Yeah.
Tap down the
start
other
turn
stone.
trigger.
Yep.
Oh no, okay. Probably gonna see
We
flying.
will reveal Bird
Yeah,
of
bird.
Solari to heal 1,000.
That is fine.
Gonna gain 10 up to 44.
Feel like I'm gonna need it this game. Tap for 2 moons. Or no, actually, after that we'll go to draw.
Probably gonna see another dragon here, which is
Tap
gross.
2. Play Gearsification.
Oh, Gearsification.
Gearsification.
It's
This
not.
Gearsification, it doesn't draw, right, currently?
Nope.
What are we trying to reveal? Just reveal dragon and shoot the rogue spectator,
Right.
or shoot
reveal dragon.
the. Oh no, he
Burn him
can't
for
burn
4.
him because wall's gone. So we can still shoot him for 4 and get dragon out and move in. So any gears we do reveal are
move to
gonna
unrest.
be
Yep.
doing a lot of work here. They're all
All
getting
done.
+5. 4th Moonshade. Top 4 stones were all 4 Moonshades.
We're not playing around this game.
I guess not, man.
So it does have a lot of flexibility here. Can swing in with the Phantasmal Ascendant and get 4 damage in. Just pass? We gotta start making moves though, even to put pressure out and draw some more cards. So like Painter's Gears is helpful. Right now we have only 1 attribute though, so that's rough as well. Because we just have the Lightning Cave.
Enter battle phase.
Yep.
Swing for 4.
Taking it for Phantasmal Ascendant, doing the work of punching people.
After that, I'll pass.
And just gonna pass the turn. That makes a lot of
And
sense.
they
Next turn we're gonna see Rogue
fire.
Spectator coming
Yeah.
in.
Thinking. Pay 200 for green and Memory Worlds.
Memory of Worlds to hit
That is
the
fine.
Phantasmal. Which is good because he used his, like, we don't have any resources here at this point. He is going to be
Go draw
up
for turn.
to 3 stones next turn. Potentially 4 with casting the Phantasmal again.
Go to recover.
Did not have a second dragon, unfortunately. That would have been really good. To keep one of those stones tapped and really minimize his resources.
Roll
And
call
also
stone.
burn him for a bunch of damage.
And Erratica's Memoria.
Yep.
Do we
we'll
see
go
the
ahead
Institute come
and
down here?
Tap this one to play Illusionary Mermaid.
That's fine.
That's pretty good. We've seen that one before. Illusionary Mermaid's probably going to get spot removed pretty quickly.
Yeah, we'll pass.
Passing it there, though. Could also see contracts.
At your end phase, I'll pay 200
We don't have enough
for
gears,
life,
though.
God's Art Raymond.
Raymond end phase God Art.
End phase to God's Art Raymond.
So Raymond will not have the pumps, but will carry through to his turn. Interesting.
That is fine.
Okay.
Also end phase, I'll pay 200 and Rogue Spectator.
And Rogue Spectator.
Down to
Yep.
4,000.
The Rogue Spectator is fine.
Enter effect. At your end phase. It's very important.
What? What enter effect?
I was just making sure that Rogue Spectator's enter effect is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Start turn trigger.
I bet you at what, 4,000, right?
That's 38.
Oh, 30. Start of
Okay.
turn trigger is fine.
So we're going to get Bat. So now we're getting +6.
Go to draw for turn.
Moving in.
Move to unrest.
All of these things can attack. We just got to get rid of that
Call stone.
Illusory Mermaid first.
Or C.
So right now, currently threatened
leave
on
it there.
board is 1,800 damage of the 32 that we need. And we do have just 1 attribute, though, is the problem. And not too many cards left in the Eins players in Jeremy's hand. So we might be kind of running out of steam, which is a little unfortunate.
How many cards in hand? How many cards in hand? Sorry, Mike
Five.
might have
Sorry,
picked it up.
5.
4
Oh,
cards to 5 cards. Might be worth just swinging in with the Raymond, because he's going to leave. Like, pay 1 to swing
Tap
in
a
with
red.
Raymond.
Pay 200 for blue. Will Metal Life Form Dragon targeting Illusionary Mermaid.
Yeah, there we go.
Targeting Illusionary.
This is going to tap down. And burn him for some damage here in the
tap
process.
1 and play Feasting.
We're going to pay into that feasting for sure.
You got 1 addition.
I do have 1 addition.
I think you still pay for the 1 here. Like, I think in the response to this feasting, you still pay the 1. because like you want this illusionary mermaid to be tapped down. The problem is now the feast sync. Well, maybe not, because now the feast sync could block. And we might want to save up interaction for when he tries to go for that Phantasmal Ascendant again at a turn. Although it doesn't super matter. Well, no, we need to stop that Phantasmal from resolving.
That's fine.
It is going to stop it. Okay, so then we're just
Yes, it
not
still reverses
swinging.
itself as cost.
Based on how this turn goes, this is when I say I think Jeremy might just
Right.
scoop it up.
Pay 2 moon. Play Chronovore Gears.
Pay 2 for a Chromivore. We're going to get to draw some cards. Chromivore is very helpful here because it has precision. So next turn we can start going at the Illusionary Mermaid. The problem is we don't have a way to swing with it this turn because of the Lightning Cape. Although we could use a Painter's
move
Gears to
to
make our
Eins.
Chromivore have water,
And fade.
which would be kind of
Raymond,
gross.
Trigger.
Yep.
Rest lines. Draw a card.
Then I'll tap this to play the Phantasmal for my move zone.
And we know there's Institute.
Phantasmal effect.
We have 5 stones. Institute. Okay, so this
Over a
is
Superstone of the Water Moon.
lethal at this point.
Yep.
If he has Prisia in hand, this is lethal. He needs to have the Prisia. So and then we go into game 3. But I do think that in game 3, choosing to go second, Jeremy is pretty significantly favored.
And then we'll go ahead and convert this to fire to play another Phantasmal.
Now we're certainly dead.
You not have to convert for the last one? Or did you
Nope,
have Stone of
I
Knowledge
also-
up?
Yeah, I had a Stone of Knowledge.
Oh.
So that's good.
Second one? Yeah.
So now we're at
Another Adoraticus.
4 uniques.
With Adoraticas, I'll play Rogue Spectator.
Mhm.
Or wait, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't have fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's happening?
Can't do that one. I'm getting ahead of myself. With that, I will go to my turn
Sure.
and draw.
But now if we have Institute, all 4 of these things can attack.
We will.
If we have access to a big show to
Tap out,
cast
right?
right here.
We'll go ahead and unrest everything.
Okay, so we don't have a big show. Okay. So the line here for Matt would have been like big show here, so we're at 1, then move to recovery. Then when we go to cast the
alright.
Institute, if he tries to go to
We'll
Angelic
go
Battle
ahead
Barrier, then
and tap 2, play Magic Stone, Research Institute.
That's fine.
so that's trying to resolve.
We'll cast off the Adoraticas.
Sure.
Put in a Moonshade. It's currently
5
plus
uniques.
1,000 to my board.
Everything's getting plus a grand.
We'll tap 1 and we'll play Illusionary Flower of Sorrow.
We'll chase Angelic Battle Barrier.
That does not matter at this point because we have 3 rulers recovered.
Currently
So you
out
can
of cards, or you don't have any will beyond that, right?
So that is the game at that point in time because we bounce 1, we can use 2 of our rulers to tap the other 2, and then we just swing in and everything's got plus 1,000. So that does not matter. That battle
Fine.
barrier should not matter.
Illusionary Flower of Sorrow.
Target.
Bounce Rogue Spectator back to hand.
It's plus 1,000, right?
Yep, plus 1,000.
Okay.
Tap both of your Resonators. Enter
You're not
battle
call
phase.
stone?
Nope, I have not yet.
Ooh.
Phantasmal Ascendant, swing for 1,400.
14. Yeah, each of these are
How big is Mermaid?
1400s.
And 1,100.
1100. Yeah, so that's just
Chase
lethal.
out of Painter Gears.
Oh,
Chase out a Painter Gears.
we do have some blockers here.
Tap it.
Okay.
We'll go game 3.
Okay, and at that point in time, we go to game 3. Yeah, that's expected. Okay, cool. Did not have any more blockers there to be able to respond to it. But I do think that Jeremy
man,
is
we get to play
pretty
Damascus
heavily
Moon one
favored.
game.
I don't want it, man.
Yeah. We're going to have Damascus Moon
We're
come
gonna
out on
play
game...
Cave Illusionary Mermaid early.
You have 3 minutes to sideboard.
Alright, I'm not side anything against you. I just gotta.
Same.
change these.
Winner of this will go on to play Oct in
I
top
will go
4.
second.
Oof, really?
And now Damascus Moon is going to come into play here right out the gate, and there's nothing that Falch can do about it, which is really rough because I don't really know if Falchin has
Yeah, that
any
game
way
I just
to
didn't have
get
any
this off the
gears.
board.
That is the one way to brick.
So we'll see what happens out of it. Because Wall doesn't get him to draw an extra card. Like, none of his additions help. We get to start burning you right away with Dragon and start kind of going in. Like, this is going to be real rough for Matt. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure in this matchup. So we'll have to see if... I mean, he does have the Kilo spell, right? So the Kilo spell could help pop the Damascus Moon. But there's part of it that it's like... Got to really find it.
How would you like me to split?
Again, 7. Where would you like me to cut?
We'll do 2 off the top.
2 off the top. Cool.
And then Magic Stone same.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
Okay, ready to go?
I am ready. Do this.
Let's see. Like, at this point in time, as Matt, you got a hard...
1.
Okay, we'll keep.
Keep hand from Jeremy, and Matt also keeping most of his hand.
The beginning of game triggers.
Shunpo,
Yeah,
Ox,
first.
his
Get
Alice order,
Damascus Moon.
his Alice order opponent chose not to
Rogue
play
Spectre.
during game 1.
Alright. I will reveal Rogue Spectator.
Yep.
Alright. To start the game, I will call Stone.
Oh goodness,
So
that's a
means
huge
fragment.
misplay.
Sure.
He just chose not to grab addition. That's-
for 4C.
That's a massive misplay from Matt in the first like 10 seconds. Is you still get the
Mhm.
trigger. You just the
Well,
addition matters.
Tap 1 and play Illusionary Mermaid.
The Illusionary Mermaid is helpful.
Will pass.
We don't even have wall at
Okay,
all
start
though.
turn trigger.
So like that's also a big deal. Is we're down 1 addition. We just forgot to grab it. And it's you don't have to. That's huge.
I'll bring out Dragon of Solari and Bernie for 4.
He did it on
Gonna drop
purpose
turn.
to not get an addition on board. I guess maybe to keep the
Well
attribute off board for Chromivore for sure. It still feels like really risky though. Because like if we do pop the Damascus Moon, like it still doesn't help. It also makes our it makes our Kilowas like super bad, or it makes our feastings like really bad.
We're on the no greed play. Well, Wings of Light and Darkness targeting an Illusionary Mermaid.
Oh man, that's gross.
Oh, we're just gonna remove Mermaid from the game. Say no, don't want it. Get it out of
Just
here.
No awakening.
Nah, I only have 1 will. Can't coin that, sadly.
Oh, right, because you're void.
Yep.
That is fair. I can't stop that. So
Illusionary Mermaid is gone, and I think Matt only plays 1.
I will
So-
draw for turn.
This is gonna be
We'll cover.
close.
We'll call Stone.
Just not having access to personal barrier outside of Light Child is really rough to me, even if we can get rid of the Damascus Moon. This also means Lightning Cave is suddenly dead, so that doesn't help very much either. These two brothers, I mean, they're brothers and they play together. They're wearing the same shirt on purpose, I imagine.
Will pass.
But our
Sorry, turn trigger.
resources are
Play
significantly...
Shark of Solari to draw.
Oh, he does have a second sideboard?
Draw.
Sideboarded Mermaid? Thanks, Joe, for letting us know.
Draw.
I don't have the deck list right in front of me.
Move to unrest.
Okay.
Yep.
Amadeus Holy Crystal. 5 color stones that we don't have to pay life for.
Coin.
Mhm.
Collector Gears.
Gross.
You certainly don't White Child in response to
Like
the
White Child.
collector's gear. Or you do, apparently. Okay. That seems
It is.
unnecessarily aggressive.
Um,
Yeah, Joe even said it himself. Like, that seems too much. I don't know if I would go for a light moon shot just in response to a mana dork, especially when I'm kind of behind
That's fine.
and I know how much pressure Eins can kind of throw out, and that he's
after
unsafe.
we will pass.
At end phase,
Yep.
I will tap 1
Mm-hmm.
and play Phantasmal Ascendant.
Of course. That's fine.
Converting with fire. Actually, let's use this one just in case. Yeah. We'll flip over a Magic Stone of Moonlight.
Can you put it to the side so that I can make sure I remember which one's Phantasmal?
Yeah, I'll put it up there.
Okay, let's see.
And then we will tap that to
Just putting out
kill
bodies.
or Damascus Moon.
Of course.
Okay, so but the Damascus Moon has kind of served its purpose at this point.
Go to my turn.
3 cards left in hand. Ugh.
Yep.
One of them looks like it
Big.
might be a feasting.
Yeah,
I don't think
we'll
you
tap
do.
2. Angelic Battle Barrier.
Just gonna battle barrier him now.
Battle Barrier.
It'd be real unfortunate if you had 0 additions on the field.
You know, some might say that.
Yeah, this is rough. This battle barrier is pretty good because we know that.
Actually, you did this a second ago, so I'm going to do it now and switch to tapping Collector Gears. I remember that he can pay a void for this as a good resolve.
Yeah, that's
Brothers being brothers.
really unfortunate. But yeah, I can't stop it. So
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like avoiding the Chromivore gears just to not put the wall on feels real rough because he would at least be able to feasting here. Although he'd be able to pay one for the feasting, so it doesn't super matter.
Yeah, I can't do anything there. How big is Collector Gears right now?
He's a 3/6.
Too big for Phantasmal Ascendant.
He's already too huge.
He is. We'll go ahead and unrest.
Call stone and pass. 4 cards in hand.
And
Oof, looking at the vision, it
Well-
seems like we might have double feasting in
Also-
that hand for Matt with 2 other cards, which is not going to help us here with 0 additions on board.
I can't do anything else, so I will pass.
They are just 4 fours.
Grand phase. Tap a red and play Phantasmal Ascendant.
His own Phantasmal is in it. Okay, cool.
Gross.
Eins is
Yeah.
going in this next turn. Do we have a second one?
4C.
Yep.
4C1 gets to see what his next draw is.
Set there.
And Light Child's already burned. So, like, this feels real rough.
Alright, Einstein turn trigger.
Mhm.
We're going to get
reveal
probably
Bird of Solari.
Bird of
Gain
Solari to gain 1,000.
I have myself up at 5,000. I viewed 36.
Bird of
Get a
Solari.
draw for turn.
Interesting,
4
interesting,
unrest, tap
interesting.
red, play Rogue Spectator.
Got a
Yep.
Rogue Spectator. I feel like a
Mage
Sprinting
Shepherd.
Steward is coming and that we're going to die.
Callstone.
Yep.
4C.
Yep.
Leave that there.
Rough. This is going to be a very aggressive turn from Eins going in.
Actually, thinking. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. We'll bottom it.
Okay. So what is the hand?
Sorry, I'm going back and forth a bunch. We're gonna put it on top.
Okay.
Thinking about it.
Sometimes the 4C trigger is important to think about a lot. What do we have going on here? Can we find the lethal this
pitch the
turn?
sealed one-eyed
So
draw.
pitching the sealed one-eyed to go ahead and draw, leaving it on top. Okay, so clearly we like that card. We wanted to keep that there.
Play Penniggers.
We do have painter gears here.
Target your ad erratica. We'll make it light.
Okay. How many painter gears do we have here? How many chroma wars?
Tap 2.
Oh,
Play
there's the
chroma
first
gears.
one. Okay, there's the first chroma war. So
Yeah, that's fine.
if we consider that in
Perfect.
hand there are two, the problem is that none of these resonators he has, Rogue Spectator and the two Feastings, can't block any of his gears because they fly. He does have access to Darkness Rune Child to be able to
Tap
shoot
1,
something.
Play Phantasmal Send It.
Oh, gross. Another Moonshade. Which we're probably saving the Raymond for if he goes to do the Child of Darkness Moon so that our stuff survives. I would not be surprised if we see a Sprinting Steward come down like right here. Because if that hand for Matt, I mean, you probably want to save a Memory of Worlds for, if you're playing Memory of Worlds, want to save it for the Sprinting Steward at this point. Because Eins actually wants the card to resolve. As opposed to like, Vega combo, which is just trying to do what he needs to do. There's a world where I think you might just go in with the Chromavore gears here and like force him to do something. That feels like maybe the right choice for me. Just doing the math on life total, it looks like.
Do you have the sprinting? Because if you do, I don't think I can survive.
You shouldn't tell me that.
I mean, at this point.
Say, I mean, I would have sat here and done math for a bit longer if you're trying to speed me up, but of course I do. Unless you're baiting me here, Matt.
But I mean, you've got
The
6 resonators on board already.
Yeah, we will.
So here comes the
We're gonna
sprinting.
play what's called the dangerous game, and pay 200 and Sprinting Steward for 4,000.
4,000.
He's going to take himself down to 4 life.
This one I have a.
Or no,
one I
200
didn't
life.
know about. Sitting back
He's
there.
at a
Bentley,
200.
I couldn't make this play if I didn't know your deck. After that, enter battle phase.
Which means Raymond is in hand.
Yeah.
Which means we're probably going to lose.
Swing for 2,300 in the air.
Darkness Moonchild.
Of course.
Oh, no Raymond.
Swing for
Okay.
1,300 in the air.
I can't block anything in the air.
Okay. Down to 23.
I have you at 23.
Oh, he's got Lumia in hand, potentially.
Swing for 17.
70. We'll block with Ascendant.
Swing for 17. Or wait, no, I'm doing the I'm sorry. I added on this. They are not gears. It's just 14.
So 14. So I'm at 20.
So I take you to 900.
Wait, hold up. So that was how much?
14.
Well, the Ascendant before that. What did that put me at before that? Because
The Ascendant before that you blocked.
Yeah. Oh, so I was at 2,300.
You were at 23. This one's attacking for 14. It'd put you at 9.
Okay. We'll tap 1 and play a Feasting.
To have a blocker.
That's fine.
We'll block.
Okay.
Okay. We know he's got access to Rogue
Swing
Spectator.
for 14 again.
We'll convert this to fire.
Rogue Spectator.
Tap for
Which is
green. Memory of Worlds, choosing the second mode.
Ooh. Memory of Worlds to hit the Rogue Spectator so it can't be recast.
Right. Is the attack good?
We'll tap
So we could
1 and play
tap
another
out for feasting.
Converting to green. And block.
Oof, this is going to be so close. We need another painter gears at this point.
Right. Swing for 14.
Take that.
Goes down to 11
That takes me to
or 9.
900.
Does he have another painter's gears in hand?
After that, I will move to end phase.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
no
does he roll
painter's
top
gears.
deck? Yeah, in phase.
Alright, putting 2 suns back from Phantasmals.
Wow. Okay.
Putting it sprinting away.
He's going to have
You're good.
4 stones. His opponent's at 200 life.
Unfortunately, does not help me.
Does Matt still try to play it out, or does he just accept defeat and concede the
Or cover.
game? We'll see. No, he's going to play it out. Let's see.
Well,
Is there a world?
Right.
Sitting at 200 life.
see.
Yep.
Help me.
So
Doesn't
they.
matter. Bottom, I guess. We'll tap for mastery to play daily research.
Okay. Daily research. Lightning Cave does remove the flying. Certainly helps. We can tap down, so we can bounce one thing,
And outer space
remove
Yep.
outer space. I don't really know how that's helping
That's-
here, other than just to draw cards.
Well, let's see if we can top deck something.
I can lose swiftness and flying.
Down the middle's fine.
We're on top deck mode for sure. Truly, I mean, kudos for Matt playing to his outs.
We'll tap 1 to play outer space. Draw a
Fine.
card.
Actually, thinking. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Is there an angelic battle barrier in that hand?
We'll chase Angelic Battle Barrier.
Oh, there's the ab. That's game. I don't think
Ab.
there's an out here. Yeah, because there's no feasting. So
Okay.
that is Eins taking it.
I had the daily research earlier, and I should have just thrown out outer space.
Yeah.
Because I had, again, the 2 feet things, and I totally just forgot I didn't have any additions.
Yeah, you hadn't. I mean, it was a good play.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah. Jeremy, you just kind of hang around. I think the other matches are still going. You guys look like the first ones to stop. So I'll like at you in the Discord when we're gonna get going, and Jeremy decides who he wants on stream. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
Wow. So Eins making its way into top 4. This is the aggro bracket, by the way, what we're in. Is because we are sitting at so they're going to be playing against Eins versus Oct in next round. And we're still waiting. Aristella and Olga are still playing. Kilo and Aristella are still playing. So Eins and Oct will play against each other next round. So we might see the same matchup go run it back. We'll see if Derek wins and Toby wins, we'll put that on. So that if we have Olga versus Kiloa, because I'd love to see those decks. Otherwise, we might just do Eins versus Oct, because I really want to see Oct as well, just how that goes. So looking like that. I do want to say something real quick. I want to pull up some stuff to be able to show you guys. So we're working on Force of Will Festival 2, if you haven't already, or Force of Will Festival 3 is happening this year. Force of Will Festival 3 is happening the last weekend in October this year. I hope to see you there. But I do want to show out this cool image. We have a little bit of a preview, per se, of how things are coming for our playmat for this year's event. Really looking forward for this one. It's doing some really good work with Apollonio Draws. We have them commissioned to help with us. This is the mat that we are working on here. This is just kind of our example here. It is going to be a nice little school festival band concert, and we're working with the the artist that's going to be the band members artwork from the cool promos from Echoes of the New World. So that is going to be the playmat for this year at FowFest at the band concert there, like a school festival kind of concert episode. We're looking forward to that. So looking forward to showing you more of that as it gets finished and we get more details there. We're going to go on a quick break as we get started, getting ready for top 4, but hopefully we get to see something even more unique next round with Killua versus Olga. So we'll see how that goes. But until then, be right back.
Paul, your choice. You're the higher seed.
Oh, I am. Oh, diggity damn. I'm gonna figure out.
Said he's taking a third.
I most likely am going second. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's already showing the bronze Aristella. Unbelievable. No, just kidding.
I know. We're going for another one here, or maybe a different one.
Okay, so we're getting stuff set up here. We're gonna have Toby on the right playing Blue Olga,
And
the
then you can
Alejandro
present
special.
and do cuts.
I think it's Blue Olga, although these children are maybe. I also just put Olga until I see more blue cards. Maybe it's Dissonance
You can
Olga.
do the half too.
It's
Yeah.
Dissonance Olga because of this card, but
And
we're
half
not
of the stone.
seeing.
Yep.
Versus
Zap,
Extra
okay.
Turns Aristella from
yeah,
Paul
yeah,
Martinson on the
you're
left.
good,
So we
you're
saw
good.
Paul yesterday. Got to see a little bit of that, but hopefully we get to see a little bit more cool interaction between these two decks. I'm very much looking forward to seeing these two decks play out just a little bit more of the game than we saw before. And obviously we're setting stuff up
And then
for
you may draw and resolve mulligans.
we're setting stuff up for the other matchup, which is Oct versus Eins. So the finals will be a control deck versus a aggro deck. Paul won game 1 against Kilua against Derek for his top 8. Olga beat the other Aristella list.
Sorry, if I'm like
in-
fidgety. I got a really bad hemorrhoid, and it's like really bothering
Oh
me.
no! Yeah. Get to
Yeah,
play
so like I
tournaments and,
apologize if I'm like, jittering around and stuff.
No worries. What is Mamu Restoration King? Is that the return of thing from the graveyard?
What is it?
I'm looking at your list. Mamu, Maamuu. Is that
Let me take any non-magic stone and
yeah, the 2-drop. Okay, I know what that one is.
So we'll see how this goes.
Oh, you've got Persephone.
Yeah, a little bit. Persephone's will certainly help Paul here, or certainly help Toby here and falling into the cracks of time as ways to mess with Paul's list as well. The Persephone is also really good here for Toby because of the fact that he will be able to remove the final stance from the graveyard if Paul goes for that line. So Persephone being able to have that spot removal to hit stuff from the
Alrighty,
graveyard is
welcome
pretty
to top
huge.
4. You have 60 minutes. You may begin.
Okay.
And their
give me
60
a-
minutes has started.
Game trigger. Yep, I'm a god.
Yep. Gog. Great Wall.
Yep.
No, that's fine.
Draw a card. Not draw a card, but call stone.
Let's see how this goes.
Activate my god.
Sure.
Toby's pretty proactive. I've been playing testing a little bit with Toby. Toby is very aggressive with these Magog filters.
Draw for turn.
Yes.
Move to untap.
See,
Yes.
Or there are no untaps. Call stone. I'm so used to announcing that,
Magic
but,
Stone
like,
of
that
Rain,
exact
and yeah,
thing
and
is,
Magic Stone of
for
Rain
my end step.
here with Persephone is
Turn. This is Magic Stone of Rain.
Yep. Move to recovery.
oh no turn 1 sword. I'm not sure if Paul has much of an out to Genesis. Here, let me look at the list. If we can get to Genesis Chronogear, I think this might be a little rough. Let me look at the deck list real quick.
Progression, to draw a card.
Sure.
Draw.
He does play Kiluas, so we do have a way to stop the recovery. He is playing Lorites as well to be able to stop the recovery, but there's not much in the terms of
Filter into
spot
black mana
removal.
and casting
He is
card.
also playing World Conference, which is interesting. See the Mikage Rhea, as you saw before,
Pay 2
paying 2.
and cast fall into the cracks on the cast.
Using the falling into the cracks from the main board, we're going to lose the Rhea. That's going to resolve. Rhea to the bottom, stealing that value there.
Go to my turn.
Yes.
And then nothing else. One of the key things is that Olga is going to be able to just cancel a God Art kind of immediately as he wants, so that Light Child from Paul's not super helpful. He is playing Flight of the Holy Sword, though, 4 copies, so he will be able to stop that. He'll be able to recharge it, of course. Genesis Chrono Gear. There's no spot removal for this Genesis Chrono Gear in the main board. It is just a matter of stopping it from recovering it.
Order.
I needed
that
to
I heard?
contract, yes.
Yeah, not order contract. Interesting.
Yes, I needed to contract, correct.
You have 2 more.
Has to keep the Magog in order to be able to resolve the contract.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. 2.
Being tapped out now might be a turn to
I'll
just kind of
double
commit
filter
to it.
Red here, green here. I'll play Killua to destroy Magog and add a counter to.
Tapping out here to just pop the Magog. Interesting. Toby does play.
Okie dokie. Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Go ahead.
He plays 2 more Magogs in main board. So we do definitely have access to more Magogs.
Yeah, I thought I'd get that in while you're tapped out.
Milestone.
Especially with something like Mamu. We are at Generate Replicant for a 1 cost.
That's Magog.
Oh, it just has the other one in hand. So the Magog is back. Probably just a pass turn from Toby here. I would imagine that would be the line I would take. We're at the point where sort of progression is live. Magic Stone of Rain certainly helps against the Magogs or the swords.
Move to untap.
Yes.
See. Thinking on it. Yeah, I'll keep that there.
Okay.
The Moonchild that Paul is running in the sideboard is Child of Crimson Wind to be able to attack, which makes a lot of sense with this whole idea of like extra turns kind of thing. Like swing with the Brunhild, swing with a couple other things, take the extra turn, swing with them all again. World Conference into Crimson Wind, and then kind of swing in again, just like truly trying to one shot with a lot of different creative ideas. The Persephones, I think, are the biggest thing for Paul in this matchup to be concerned about. And currently, we are mainboarding 4 of them. Casting a Dark Alice just to try to filter a little bit. I think that's okay. I don't think you really mind that too much. The Dissonance and Rains looks like they're sideboarded here. I don't see any in the main board. We have 1 Replicant Imul and 1 Replicant Scarlet, both in the sideboard. Getting rid of which the Fallen Kingdom and a Birth of the Twin.
Go ahead.
Draw. Before recovery, activate Magog.
Gonna try to keep digging here. This is gonna be a game where I can imagine we're gonna have a chase that's like 12 actions long at some point, which is crazy to think about. And it's just a great example of like how sequencing in Force of Will is absolutely gross.
Moon blue. Cast Loki's Insight.
Loki's Insight on his turn. Interesting here. Could be trying to bait.
You have no mana left?
I'm tapped.
He's not playing Angelic Battle Barrier. So the interesting thing about... He might not have might have just drawn it for turn, but I still like going for Loki's Insight here because, again, we have access to be able to cancel the Goddard of Light Child, so we're not super afraid. And if we can rip some cards out of Paul's hand here, that's pretty good with how passive Paul has been playing. Might see a Memory of Worlds.
Okay.
It's just to draw a card. He would need a second sword here.
Then I'll filter into a green and cast a second.
Second Sword of Progression.
Okay.
So that does get... So like this... Well, no, it doesn't really do the job because Paul gets to draw 2 cards. So he replaces them. But like that's still really nice to burn 2 of the Sword of Progressions on his recovery step and just get them out of Paul's the way for Paul.
And you're currently tapped out.
Yep, just energize.
Energize and Aristella's abilities. So we do have World Conference, but World Conference doesn't help us at all here. Seems like Toby might be thinking about an aggressive play or something like might be thinking about going for a Mamu. We've only cast 1 Sword of Progression at this point.
Activate Sword of Progression to draw a card.
There's the second one. So now we're going to start being on... This is going to be a really good spot because we cast it. So now Scheherazad's quick cast, and she can get us a 2-drop. Generate Replicant can also get us Scheherazade, which is also huge. Like, just getting to the second is a big part here.
You've drawn all your swords. Sure.
Sword of Progression to draw and bounce your wall.
Wow. Toby just truly going in with these sort of progressions. I'm honestly don't super like it. 'Cause-
Yep.
Sword of Progression to draw in contract.
Wow, just truly hyper accelerating into a Genesis.
Yep.
Wow, we got there. So we get to recover 3 stones.
Sure. Could you read them for me? I haven't seen this card yet.
So what Chrono Gear does is he has Precision, Flying, Pierce, Eternal, and Barrier. He's a 2000. He has an Enter ability where it says recover up to 2 magic stones. And then his other ability is anytime he blocks, he automatically recovers.
Sure.
And then Magog says when I contract, I get to recover a stone.
Okay.
Wow,
That
so
is
just
all fine.
like... So we're out of Swords of Progression. Olga's flipped face down.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. I'm so sorry.
Wow, just really going in there, taking advantage of being
I'll
tapped
pass
out.
turn.
That's crazy. Full grip of cards just saying answer this 2020 right now. Oof, rough. And we've already burned a Kilo spell, so at this point in time we have 3 Kilos and 2 Lorites left for Paul.
Move to untapped.
Yes, sir.
Call stone.
Yes.
So we have 5 ways to stop the recovery trigger at this point, but like this, we don't have any ways to kill it. There's nothing in Paul's deck that can kill this card. Genesis Chrono Gear is here until the end of the game.
You have what? 6 cards in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, correct.
So now Generate Replicant get us a 4-drop or less. Although looking at Toby's list, I don't think we have anything that's that big. Let me double check. Nope, we do not have anything bigger than a 2-cost Resonator in the main board. So, but this can grab us Replicant Scheherazade, this can grab us Mamu to start buying back swords, this can buy us back Persephones. Like, we are in a spot where main phase Mikage Rhea by filtering to darkness. Might see a generate Replicant here to get Scheherazade, to get Imul to apply a neg 4 to the board.
Generate replicate. That's the search, right?
Correct.
Problem is, this is during Paul's main phase.
Bouncing your Magog.
I will.
We're gonna fight over this. This is what I'm talking about. That we're gonna fight about something here.
Have a response.
Generate Replicant to get Mamu might be really good here. So we can buy back his sword and cancel his sword.
Memory World.
We're certainly making Paul having to pay more will if he wants to stop this Generate Replicant. Oh, he doesn't have any filters left, though. He already filtered into black. So we don't have a way to cast that right now. If
Sure.
This resolve.
Yeah, generate replicant resolves.
Oof, and the Generate Replicate resolves. And grab Black Witch to stop him from searching. Oh, that works too. Black Witch to stop him from searching. Because also, the reason why this is pretty good is now that it's live, because we have a
You're
Child
good.
of Death. If he goes to try to kill it, we can just use Child of Death to bring the Black Witch back to hand and then recast it. So this is a really, really good play.
I'll attempt to destroy your Black Witch.
I'll use my green child.
Oof, I don't like that very much. Although I will say for Paul, he doesn't have really any spot removal in the main board, so that is kind of like the one piece of spot removal. Flight of the Holy Sword can recharge them. He could use Garion. But again, I don't think he has a filter to that anymore. I think his stones literally are... I think that's a white-blue stone. I think that's Water Moon Fragment, which means it's white-blue. So we do not have a way right now during the main phase to be able to kill that Black Witch. This is an interesting... Yeah, it is a Water Moon Fragment. So we do...
To silence you.
Yeah.
So we are silenced.
Reset.
Reset the
Reset your
Goddards.
Mhm.
We still have access to Persephone. So we could see a Persephone come down here. Nope, ultimately choosing not to.
Destroy.
Okay.
Sure. Search.
Yeah.
This is all before, like I said, complicated lines. This is all before Mikage Rhea in the main phase got to mill.
It's kind of interesting. I'll put Final Stance if I get it right.
This is what, if we have a
I
Persephone, though, it
don't
makes
see
sense.
any untaps in your deck, so I'm like, all right. Pretty sure we're good.
At least I made you burn through some will. That's the plus side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to discard anyways this turn, so I was kind of happy for the fight.
I think there's a world where if we have a moment, it's worth just dropping the Persephone to remove the Final Stance now.
That, I will go to my end step.
You could just cut it in half if you want.
I don't know. It feels to me like that would be the... If we have Persephone, that to me would be the line.
Go ahead.
Move to recover.
I'm gonna
think silence here feels real weird if he's going to try to go for
I'll go ahead
silence.
and silence you here.
I think that you're okay with this. You get one
I only
spell.
get one spell this turn.
Yep.
I think you're absolutely okay with that. I think you play Replicant. Personal opinion, I think you play Replicant Scheherazade. Knowing what the deck is, I think you play Replicant Scheherazade here. Because, well, although unless we have Persephone, then we can't afford to justify that.
Dang.
Toby holding his hand awfully vertical. Looks like we have Witch of the Fallen Kingdom, Replicant Scheherazade, Memory of Worlds. Replicant Scheherazade still feels like the best play here
Green and Moon
to get an Imul.
for Replicant Sherry.
Or Shay, yeah, Replicant Sherry.
Filter into green. Forward progression. Bounce your Magog. Counter, draw.
Oof, does not have the Persephone, so we countered that. We can dig with the Magog to see if we can draw into a Persephone here.
Why'd you put that in your hand?
You bounced it, right? Oh no, it
I'm-
cancels.
I'm,
Sorry.
I'm- yeah, cancels bouncing the Magog. Is what,
Oh,
what I'm bouncing, because it can bounce addition.
Sorry.
Yeah. This is weirdly still in exile, but now can't be cast. Draw.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yes. I will pass the turn to you, good sir.
Sure.
Yeah, we're not gonna swing with the Genesis until we're good and ready. Sorry, I just realized this card.
Before your untapped step.
Sure. I have drawn though.
Yeah, you've drawn.
Okay.
We're gonna do a Loki's Insight here. I could see I could see a Loki's Insight coming in here, although there's not a lot of stuff that's like quick cast that you're really concerned about doing, especially since Paul's gonna get to recover.
Okay. I lied.
Yeah, I'd rather make
Nope,
that's
fine.
Paul burn some more of his cards, and more of his will during his main phase.
Like 6 cards in hand, 7 cards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards.
Both still have a full grip, and Paul still has to find a way to get over this Olga. Calling someone with Aristella. Interesting. Probably going for a world conference at this point. Oh no, we can't. No, we wouldn't be doing that. Why are we calling someone with Aristella? We're not playing Rebuilding the Death Sides main boarded. I don't know why. We're-
Misplayed for days.
Shouldn't have tapped out, is that what you said?
Yeah, I thought you were fully tapped out. Didn't realize you had another stone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, going for the replicant there.
I still think it was fine for him to go for Toby talking about he shouldn't have tapped out or he shouldn't have gone for the replicant Sherry. I think it was still correct, especially since he still has Child of Death to be able to buy back the replicant Sherry and just do it again. Like, the onus right now is on... We can't awaken Dexia's advice now.
38.
Go down to 38.
Oh, 38.
Yep. I'm gonna change
38 all.
here.
Just casting Brunhild. We need Persephone here. Memory of Worlds helps a little bit.
I will attempt a memory of worlds.
Yeah, and we don't have silence to be able to protect us at this point. So, like, fighting over this Brunhild.
Sure. That's fine.
She is in the RFG.
Okay.
We're playing 2 Brunhilds in this list. There's one of them we can't cast at this turn.
Pass the turn.
pass the turn. A Loki's Insight here would be ridiculously gross, but we don't have one.
For recovery.
Oh, maybe we do.
Green.
Generate replicant.
For a big show.
Oh, big show.
Sure.
So we get to see what the next. Interesting that we did that not during Paul's turn to see what our next draw would be.
I'll pay 2 to go to 38. Do another big show.
Sure.
Move to recover.
Mm-hmm.
Call stone. 4C trigger.
Yep.
Put that on the bottom.
Just double checking life real quick for you guys.
We're both at
38.
38. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
2 green for a Prussia.
Going in for Prisia here. Prisia, Seeker of Friends. Probably going for... What are we going for here? Are we trying to find the lethal this turn?
Prisia resolves. I'll attempt to cancel the automatic on the enter.
Killua, so we're down to 4 ways to stop him from recovering.
Pay 2.
36.
Fair spell.
Fair spell coming down against the Killua.
The one of darn. That is fine. Prisia search is good.
Yep. Trigger.
Replicant
It's like,
Scheherazade.
It gets a replicant either from the deck or sideboard.
So Replicant Shahari
okay.
is going to get us to grab that Replicant Aimul.
How many do you want
And
to
at this point in time,
Half is fine.
that's going to be very hard for
It,
Paul to keep up
Replicant's
with
fine?
because of the fact of
Yes.
Aimul being able to gain us life and
I don't make sense.
Replicant gain life, recycled.
Gary will pay 0 to tuck your final stamp on the bottom of your deck. Oh, I can't, right? Yeah, you're right. I can't.
Well, we can still... The thing is, we're still okay because we can use Replicant...
I don't like it. I don't want to do it this
We
way.
can use Replicant... you can use Generate Replicant here to go grab a Persephone to shoot the Dark Atlas and then tuck.
Mhm.
You can also use Prisia. You could also just, like, pay into Darkness, which I think is, like, on Paul's turn. I'd consider, like, paying 8 just to kill... Like, apply a -4 to his board. Or -8 to his board. Replicant Aimul currently only a 6/6.
Yes, black. Play witch.
Go for the Witch of the Fallen Kingdom. So we can go for
All
the
your
big...
one-ofs. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, no, witch is at 2. It's just.
I know, but the one left.
Yeah. Trigger.
So we're going to get to go into the Pumpkin Witch train here. Damage represented on board.
Pumpkin witch.
The witches represent 11, plus 6 from Aimul is 17, plus 6 from Sherry is 23. So 3,000, 5,000 damage in the air. So this is enough for lethal.
4.
Sure.
3, 4.
Fly over and hit you for 3.
31.
These 3.
Hit you for 4. Hit you for 6.
27.
Hit you for 6.
150. No, that's
Blocks.
And you can -4 the board. Yeah,
Correct.
I'm dead.
Okay.
Paul just scoops it up because of the IMO being able to stop the Rhea block. Olga taking game
Well, that
one.
was obnoxious, Toby.
I apologize.
Yes, please do.
It's very hard control. I've been trying to
No,
get.
I did some nasty things to.
You have 3 minutes to sideboard.
It's going into the sideboard here. Let's talk about it. For Aristella, I think you bring in more Memory of Worlds. You might
Gotta get the Magog out of here because I don't want to get a game.
might bring in the Zero the King's Blade. That might be worth it.
She wasn't hurting so bad.
The Lumias might come in as well. I don't know what else might come in there.
I am uncertain.
No, you do not have to declare how many cards you sideboard.
Oh, you don't. Oh, I thought you did. Okay.
And for Toby, I think Setting the Stage of Providence comes in. I honestly think we might go into the blue package. With Dissonance of Rain. Maybe not though, because it's a slower matchup, so maybe you don't need it. Can definitely bring in the Angelic Battle Barriers. I think End of Book might come in as well. Dissonance of Rain might just be really helpful to just make make the Brunhild line like really hard and just like proactively shut off, like proactively make Dexia's Advice not a card that Paul could play. I could see the Dissonance of Rains coming in. And maybe even going into the blue. So I just received word that Eins won its top 4 match. Jeremy Lindley won 2-0. And so because both of these players have an invite to Worlds already, Jeremy Lindley, your Eins player, win or lose in finals, has an unpaid invite to Worlds. So congratulations, Jeremy Lindley. You have joined Team USA for Worlds 2023. So Eins versus either Olga or Aristella. So Eins versus his boss or Eins versus his brother in the finals. Which means that I probably have a fast finals today. Let's see how it goes. The replicant I'm
going to go
in
6 and 6 for cuts.
the replicant. Oh, we did go into the blue. So just the Child of Rain comes in here. The replicant Imel is very, very good for Toby in this matchup. Being able to make that extra turns from Paul, just not very effective by being able to stat neg the board quite a lot. I'm like, cool, take a bunch of extra turns, but unless you can give your stuff Eternal, it's still not going to hit me. Can really soak up a lot of the damage. As well as, again, that really proactive Genesis Chrono Gear. We saw that thing come out and just completely slow down Paul's game plan. So let's see how this goes. I do want to thank you all for being here and watching.
Yeah, I switched my ruler too. We got the snake ruler. Oh, the untapped ruler. Oh, dang.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed the match. It's been fun to be, or the streams today and yet yesterday was really fun to be able to put this stuff together and run it. If you like what we're doing, consider go ahead and supporting the channel by clicking that join button down below. Join the channel as a member. See a lot of you who aren't members in the chat. Glad to see you have it here. Keep in mind that for non-Discord event GPs, we do make the chat members only, but for these Discord ones, we want to at least get involved with as many people as possible, so we leave them open. But if you like what we're doing, you consider clicking that join button and getting access to all those cool emotes and stuff. We have Magog and Wall, and Toby is once again going first by Paul's choice.
Yeah, you're going first. Ready? You can flip your Olga back over too.
Oh yeah. All done.
Mhm.
4C trigger.
So the big thing about Stone of Rain, the Rain person here, is the fact that we are playing Dissonance of Rain. So we always have will to be able to play Dissonance when we need it. So it's kind of like, hey, I'm going first, but also I'm starting the game off with 2 will, just like you are. So it can be very, very powerful here. Keep in mind that Toby was 8th seed going into this and is now up a game in top 4 going into finals. And the person he beat in top 8 was one of his losses in Swiss.
Sure.
Move to recover. Call stone. 4C trigger.
This is top 4 XS DOS. This is semifinals.
Keep it there. And pass the turn.
Says it in the top corner there. Birth of the Twin Princes. Finally see one of those get cast. We didn't see one of those at all last game.
I'll send both of these to the bottom. Yeah, go to my turn.
Okay.
Draw.
Yes.
Let's see.
Move to untapped. Okay.
Certainly does feel a little rough. I mean, like, I feel like in this matchup here, Paul is going to really want to try to find his tea parties. Tea party feels like it's a card that's going to be really, really helpful for him, specifically so that he can start playing on Toby's end step. I've talked about this before with the Aristella lists that, like, they are very cool when they're, like, trying to do these, like, the lab list from last time before, but, like, when your opponent knows what you're doing, then it can be really rough to not be establishing much pressure, like, during their end phase to kind of bait them out. The advantage for Toby is the fact that, like, his stuff gets cheaper and he has things like Generate Replicant to be able to producing bodies, and he just wants these swords to get cast, right? Like, even just him casting it, if Paul is kind of done its job, like, it burns a card, but we've still kind of upped the number for Toby, and at that point in time, like, it's kind of done what it needs. Whereas Paul's list outside of tea parties doesn't really have much in the way of quick cast resonator, like, pressure, like, outs in terms of, like, being able to do things like Brunhilde or stuff like that. So I think to be able to really equal out what Toby's doing, have his best chance here, we're gonna need to find those tea parties. Probably would have just sided out the final stand stuff in favor of more traditional build. Yeah, it's a deck that it's great for Swiss because your opponent doesn't know what you're doing, but in the top cut when the list is known, it's a little bit hard. Second Magog.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the build for Aristella does not seem to have much stuff to be able to sideboard out of to change the engine. It just has other kind of main deckable stuff.
At your end step, I'm gonna insight.
Loki's insight certainly helps, but it's probably going to get sort of progressed.
Sort of progress to draw and cancel.
Because we didn't have a Stone of Rain, that's also really rough here.
Right.
1 will, correct.
If this resolves, I think for Toby next turn we go for a Dissonance of Rain.
go to my turn.
Yes,
Turn.
sir. Yes, sir. You're good.
Although we don't have the...
Move to untapped.
It seems very unlikely that we're going to go for the Dexy's advice here because we don't have final stance in graveyard. So seems like maybe we don't need dissonance quite yet.
You just have one will, right?
One will.
Dissonance will be helpful though because of the ability we can cast it in response to a Dexy's advice to say 2-drop chance. So then we can't even get the raise and revive.
I'm gonna play Dexy's advice awoken.
Dexia's advice. Oof. I will Persephone it back to your hand.
Ooh, rough.
Yep, that's fine.
That's
Go
huge.
ahead.
Takes Paul's entire turn there because of the Persephone.
Move to recovery.
Yep.
Call stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that to me felt unnecessary. And it's one of the reasons why I think personally as Aristella I'm still liking to play things like Fiola and Charlotte. Just to be able to not have just one line that I can take. We're getting a 2-drop. This is going to get us Replicant Scheherazade.
This is a 3-drop or less? Or no, 2-drop.
A two or less.
It's either going to get us Replicant Scheherazade or it's going to get us Mamu. That's the biggest thing here. If it's Mamu, we're buying sword back. So if we have a sword in hand, I think it's Replicant Scheherazade to get us Imul to start setting that stuff up. We do not have access to Darkness Will, so we can't Witch of the Fallen Kingdom here. Okay, so what we grab here signals a lot. If it's Mamu, we don't have any more swords in hand. If it's Scheherazade, we have swords in hand.
Trigger the Mamu King.
We're getting the Mamu.
Target would be Sword of Progression.
Okay, we're buying back a sword.
How many cards do you want me to?
Half is fine.
Okay,
Sword.
we buy back a sword. Do we see? We might see just going in. Yeah, we have double sword.
Okay.
Draw a card, bounce the wall. We're probably going to see another sword here. Just to go into...
Sword of Progression.
Yep, taking advantage of the turn.
Attempt to silence you.
I'll activate Green Child.
Sure.
To cancel it.
Results.
No. Energize.
Gary.
Do we have a... No, we don't have Lorites because we have Persephones.
That's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, man.
That's a good bait.
Gary coming in with clutch.
Gary and stopping the Sword of Progression.
I guess in response to the Gary. Activate.
Mm-hmm.
Activate.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have anything in the main board or sideboard that could answer this Garian. There's no activates.
Activate Sword of Progress to draw on contract.
Oof. Finds the fourth one.
All right.
Alright, so this one gets canceled. This one draw.
Found the fourth one with the double dig.
Trigger. 4 stones on
Just
tap.
all of his stones. Rough. Rough. Sometimes you just play.
Olga for us, please.
Oh, yeah, I gotta remember that. God dang it, Toby, stop it.
Wow, that was real
I then will
real rough. He's only at 4 stones. So yeah, we just passed the turn there. One more stone though.
Untapped.
Yes.
all 4 swords gone at this point, but still probably a grip full of stuff to be able to interact with. We do have Dissonance of Rain, it looks like. No, that's no Dissonance of Rain still. I think that might be, I think that's Water Moon Fragment. So we do not have a way to make cancels not good. Well, I can see Toby's hand. He's got Fairer Spell and Memory of Worlds and Generate Replicant. This is not going to go well. I think there's not much in the line of, like, Paul's just not been able to get anything going. Because he can't afford to go for sword.
You have a pretty big grip, right?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in hand.
And if he does pass turn here, we're going to see Generate Replicant come down at end phase, most likely. Which is going to get a Scheherazade and spinning Aqua Soul. That's true. Yeah, spinning Fair's Memory of Worlds, Generate Replicant. We know 4 of the cards in Toby's hand. You just don't know what the 5th one is. We could buy back Generate Replicant as well. So, yeah. This feels pretty locked. Not sure what else there could be done here. I'm trying to look at Paul's list to see what might be the line. The problem is it's just so proactive. Like, it's so not instant speed. So he just walks into whatever Toby has in hand is the biggest part. Paying 3, casting the Dexia's Advice Awakens. Persephone to put it back in hand again. That was the 5th card.
Sure.
Now I think the line is probably Generate Replicant. Oh, nope, okay.
Before recovery.
This does open him up to Angelic Battle Barrier, though. Black Witch to stop him from searching. Has the fair as well.
Good games, man.
Dude,
And at that point in time,
I'll get the
Paul
Witch to show
scoops it up. So Toby Gaffney takes it and goes on to finals 2-0 against Aristella with Olga. Dissonance Olga taking it.
Great. GG's.
I mean, just extremely lucky on at least the sort of progression.
So yeah, that was okay. So our finals today is Eins versus Olga. The bottom part of the bracket finding their way to finals. Very good game. And yeah, that Magog dig for the Gary. Good play on Paul to try to bait out the like say, oh well, I'm gonna try to silence you, and then like bait out the child to be able to recharge it, and then just having the Gary. And if that had resolved, if the Gary had resolved, it would have been a big swing back for Paul for sure. But yeah, we're gonna be jumping in with Eins. This is probably gonna be fast finals. Eins versus Olga. The Gears side kind of taking it here. Take a photo of this for the Grand War. Perfect match for the event. Yeah, I'll try to take a screenshot of it as like this being the finale. Pay 3 will to let you play a time walk. Yeah, I think the problem is, I think with this is another kind of version of the Aristella. Like don't get me wrong, it's a very cool Aristella list. Like the idea of taking multiple turns using Dexia's Advice is very, very cool. I like it a lot. I think my biggest problem is it's good in Swiss. But then your opponent kind of knows what you're doing in Top Cut, and there's not looking at Paul's list, there's not a lot of stuff for him to do to apply pressure during his opponent's ebb step without tea parties. That was another That was another sequence where he just does not have will, or does not have way to do stuff at the end of Toby's turn, whereas Toby was doing stuff at the end of his turn. So it was a little bit rough either way. So we're going to go on a quick break here, and then we'll be back for finals, which will be Eins, Jeremy Lindley on Eins versus Toby Gaffney on good old Olga. So be back in a bit.
It's however many you want me to cut.
Yeah, do cuts.
We'll do 4 off the top of the main deck, and then just half for Magic Stones.
And you can do this now.
Okay, guys, we
And
are
then,
here.
Jeremy, you are the higher seed, so you get
It
to
is the
pick
finals.
first or second.
Jeremy gets to choose first or second.
We'll go second.
I think choosing to go second
Then
is
you may
correct here.
draw and resolve mulligan.
Because he gets to access, as much as you don't think about it, like getting access to Damascus Moon, honestly, is still going to be very good here because it's just going to limit Toby's options. And we are just going to get to slam a ton of cards as Jeremy. So it is very possible that Olga just gets rushed down. As we saw before, Jeremy was able to beat a control deck before. Eins can just truly push it in here. Regardless, though, as we said before, Jeremy Lindley does get the invite because Toby already has an invite here. So they are playing for the silver or the bronze, or silver or the gold Aristella.
Right, and then welcome to finals. You have 90 minutes. You may begin.
The funny thing is, Dissonance Olga has to kill Aristella's brother to get Aristella, and Eins has to kill Aristella's main villain to get Aristella. So it truly is heroes and villains
Good to go.
in a way, but both villains. Damascus Moon being very, very good here for just to make Olga not get that cycling.
Dragon of Solari. I'm gonna attempt to ping you for 400.
There's no paid invite for the webcam events.
Gonna draw for turn.
Webcam events here in the U.S. do not have paid invites.
And Amadeus. I will coin. Play Collector Gears.
Collector Gears, turning coin into a permanent will source. Toby thinking about using that Memory of Worlds? This feels unnecessary. Because we're just going to use the Amadeus Crystal to then play.
I'll then tap this to play Collector
To
Gears.
recast it. Yeah. And then now we can use Painter's
Then I'll
Gears.
tap Collector Gears to play Gearsification Facility of Solaris.
Yep, because we have Swiftness.
After
Yeah.
that, I will pass to you.
We have Solaris as well. So the aggro deck having more will than the control deck is very, very relevant. Trying to look at Jeremy's deck to see what main deck stuff he has to play with.
That's good.
He doesn't have anything to do with mastery. It's purely for filtering at this point. As my microphone falls off its stand.
We will reveal a Squirrel of Solari.
Ooh, nice.
Go to unrest the Amadeus Stone.
Yes.
Go to draw for turn.
Yes.
Alright, before unrest, I'll tap this for red. Attempt to play Phantasmal Ascendant.
So I unmute myself here. Shunpo, I'm not really noticing. I don't really know why if Eins wins would suddenly justify a combo ban.
After that, I'll move to unrest.
Ooh, we tapped out on Eins's
Callstone.
recovery phase. That might have been incorrect. I mean, we did start the Phantasmal Ascendant, so that might have been worth it.
Say I was banking on it for this tournament. After that,
Yeah, that's a
I will
big
enter
question of what.
Battletoads.
That is, what is he? He's a 100 originally?
So he's a 100 400 normally. He also has
He's
very
currently
good,
getting +3.
he's +3 right now. So right now he is a 4/7.
Okay, gotcha.
Hitting for 4/7. We're just gonna.
I will swing for 400.
Yep. Puts me at 32.
Oh, that's true.
After that, I will pass to you.
I will say though, there were 2 Eins players, and
I will
his matches have been close.
play
Oh, Dragon.
targeting. Are those both
Try getting Magic Stone of Knowledge. Eins is certainly going to have a harder time now that that new white
200
spell's been
Prix
printed, though, that can just like answer like Eins's full board. There's also a good example of like people sideboarded for Hide and might not have sideboarded for Eins with something like, you know, Intimidates. So Eins was seemingly a pretty good meta call in this environment as well. Now, the thing is, though, if we get to a Genesis, here, though,
that is
like,
the
it's really rough for Eins at that point. Because Genesis was just going to be able to tap and block and tap and block and tap and block.
And then you said he has barrier, right?
Yep, he has barrier.
Yeah, because there's nothing in main deck for Eins to be able to stop the recovery of Genesis. So if we get to just a hard cast sort of progression right now,
Bounce your Democracy Man?
and now we have...
So you have to do all 3 effects in order. So you'd have to.
No, I don't, because it has been erratic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, that's rough.
So bounce Damascus Moon.
Yeah, and I'll draw.
Do we have the 4th sword? If we have the 4th sword, Genesis, like...
Yep, no will.
Activate Magog.
We're just digging for a Magog. If we hit the Genesis this turn, it is the game for Toby. Toby, you still need to put a card back at the bottom of your deck for the Magog.
Okay.
You have to finish resolving that.
Sorry, I got so happy and excited. I didn't mean it. My bad. All right. And then play this to draw, contract, and bounce your addition.
I will chase to Unrest Eins.
So we have Eins unrested, but that's not going to help us here. And now Genesis is out. And like I said,
And then, for
looking at this main deck here,
your trigger.
there is nothing.
Flip over the Olga, please.
Oh, Rain of Comets can do it. That's the one out that we have to the Olga.
This recovers the stone by contract.
We have to resolve Rain of Comets is the problem. That's the biggest piece. So we have to resolve Rain of Comets. But outside of Rain of Comets, there is no out.
I will pass the turn to you, sir.
We have no game 1 out.
So really quick, what are the keywords and the effects for
So the keywords on him are precision, flying, pierce, eternal, and barrier.
Of course.
And then enter, recover up to 2 magic stones I control. And then whenever this card blocks, it recovers.
Okay, lovely.
So it does not matter how wide he gets. He needs Rain of Comets to be able to stop it. He's playing 2 copies in main board. If Toby, at this point in time, if Toby literally just saves everything for just to stop the Rain of Comets, Toby wins this game.
These?
Yeah, the ones that are revealed. Most of them are.
2 3-drops and a 2-drop.
What the heck is that?
Alright, after that I'll move to draw for turn.
Yeah.
Move to Unrest.
Yes.
So this is looking real rough. Without facility, we're also in a lot of pain here.
Callstone.
Okay.
Because now in order to be able to play Rain of Comets, we either have to tap out because it costs us
I'll play
3.
a Painter Gears.
On the cast of the Painter Gears.
Yep.
I'll activate Falling into the Cracks of Time.
Ooh, that's a good start.
The cracks.
Pulling into the cracks is a really good start here.
Thank you.
Playing 2 of these main boarded. Are we going to fight over this falling into the cracks of time?
Okay.
Does resolve. So we're not going to push in this turn. There's a world where maybe next turn we're going in for a Rain of Comets to try to turn it off.
Will tap for a moon. Play Gearsification, Facility of Solaris.
So now we have access to free Rain of Comets by doing Mastery with Eins. Other than that, though, yeah, he only plays 2 Rain of Comets mainboarded. There's a 3rd Rain of Comets in the sideboard, though. Maskus Moon's back out, which means the Magog's tapped, but at this point in time, it doesn't matter. Imagine we probably start to see generate replicants come into play here.
Activate a generate replicant.
Yep, we're gonna go search the deck. Probably going to get us. Ooh, what does this get us? Scheherazade? Yeah, this is good. This works out in our favor too, because we can grab the Eyemole. We can tuck our card back at the bottom of the deck. We have access to being able to do a stat neg to the board to like mitigate the damage from that.
Replicant Amel.
Eyemole. Oh, is on the falling? Yeah, falling into the cracks of time.
Draw for my turn.
Yep.
Before recovery, I'll pay a black with Amel to neg your board 400, 400.
So nothing dies because it's currently being pumped by +4/+4. And now that we're tapped out,
And I'll play, or actually, I'll tap a dark and a light. Play Wings of Light and Darkness with the Awakening cost paid, targeting Eyemole.
that doesn't super matter.
Now remove
We,
it, right?
Yep, removes it from the game.
And that draws you a card.
oh no, that does is the one way to hit
What are
it,
you
right?
paying the will for Wings of Light?
So Collector Gears convert to.
Okay, so you're filtering. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
sorry.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Replicant Scheherazade.
And then Lumia. And
Search your deck or outside the game. So that
Recovered?
Replicant Scheherazade is just now truly gone because RFG is different from outside the game. And we don't have a way to grab that with another Sherry, so that's pretty good. There is still the neg 4 on the board, which is just mitigating the effects of the stuff. We do have a spinning Aqua Soul there, so we're going to be able to buy back a sort of progression. Does Toby recognize that
Aqua Soul.
spinning Aqua Soul,
Target generate replicant.
that's fine.
generate replicant, probably going to cast that to grab another Sherry?
Activate generate replicant.
Yep.
Trigger Sherry.
What can it do from removed area?
It says, enter, you may reveal a replicant resonator not named replicant Sherry you own with total cost X or less from outside the game, or search your deck.
Does outside the game count as removed area?
Let me double check. I think they changed that. Yeah, so outside the game specifically refers to in your sideboard now.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm not, so I'm not permitted to change my target?
It doesn't target, like it would have to be a legal option for you in order to search. So like you can search from
My sideboard. Okay. I
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, no problem. So I guess trigger.
So we do still get to grab a Scarlet from something, from that Replicant Sherry. That's why I'm saying the Winds of Light and Darkness was pretty good there.
How big is the gear now?
Collector Gears is currently a 6/9.
Ooh, 6'9". That's pretty big. I ain't gonna lie.
Yep. Oh wait, actually, this is.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh. No. So I'm sorry, my count was incorrect. It's actually a 1/4 at the moment.
Oh.
Also, 'cause this count was wrong.
Okay, so we've got a Scarlet. That Lumia is a 0/1.
I guess,
So we can swing in with the Scarlet to try to kill the gears because it has swiftness. The other Sherry can also try to swing in at it.
swing Replicant Scarlet into your collector gear.
Even if he blocks, the pierce damage will go through.
Illumia dies.
Yep. She has 0 attack, so Scarlet lives.
Yeah. Swing 6 into your guy.
So hang on, wait. So Scarlet has Pierce. So the leftover damage will go to the originally attacked target, which will be Painter Gears.
Oh, so Painter Gears will die? Okay.
Correct.
Ooh, okay.
Swing at you for 6.
Yep, that's fine.
I will pass the turn to you, sir.
Start a turn trigger.
Yeah.
I will play Bird of Solari to heal 8,000 and just heal 1,000.
Healing 1,000 off of Bird of Solari here.
So I have myself at 44 and I view it.
One of the weird times where the pierce from Sherry was relevant.
Go to draw for turn.
Yes.
Move to unrest.
Huh?
Move to unrest.
Yeah, you're good.
Callstone.
Yes. Apologize.
Tap 2 moons and play Chromophore Gears.
Rono. Isn't he a 4 cost for each gear on the field?
So he's a 4 cost. He costs 1.
Lars, we have no other swords at this point.
So you have red and green right now, so he's only 2.
Oh.
There, we have no swords left.
Yes.
Memory of Worlds it?
Memory of Worlds, that is fine. I will tap 2 and attempt to play it again.
You're good.
Okay. Enter effect.
Yep. Draw 2, discard? No?
No discard, just draw 2.
Okay.
After that, I will pass to you.
Draw. Move to recovery.
Yep.
And he's currently a 2, 3, 4, 5, so 15, 15.
Yep, 15, 15.
All stone.
Yep.
Pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Thinking, do I do that? Do I do that? Do I do that? 15. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13. I'd have to pump her 3 times to do that. 0 ability with Sherry to tuck the Sword of Progress on the bottom.
Yep.
The other Sherry to tuck a Memory of World on the bottom.
Yep.
And you're tapped out currently. Aqua Soul to generate Replicant.
Yep, that's fine.
Grabbing Replicant here.
Generate Replicant.
Yep.
Get into lethal.
Or what is that card?
So Black Witch will enter.
Oh,
I
it's
got
Black
C-
Wish. Okay.
Yeah, because
Pause the game 1 sec. I'm gonna pause your timer. I just need to talk to some people real quick.
Okay, so I have our head judge Charlie here to talk about what just happened. Hi, Charlie.
Hello.
Hello. So I just wanted to have you explain what has just taken place because the tournament at this point is now over. Jeremy Lidley has been declared the winner, but to talk about exactly why, we'll have our head judge kind of make the statement about what it is.
Yeah, so there was a snippet of the stream where there was a caught photo of there being 3 swords of progression within Toby's grave. There was one that was caught on the bottom of his deck that he was searching for, and there was a flip Genesis Chrono Gear on the field. So it's clearly
Which would be a 5th.
Yeah, 5 swords of progression, which max deck size is 4 for copy. So we had done deck checks earlier in the day. I had done Toby's direct deck check, and there were only 4 swords at the time. I can guarantee that and confirm that, which means that a 5th was added at some point during the top 8. So we have gone ahead, and he was unfortunately DQ'd from the event for unsportsmanlike conduct, severe cheating. It's up.
You don't have to go about any details beyond that.
Yeah.
So
everything else will be decided by TO and company, and that is the end of the event.
Yep. Thanks, Charlie.
Yep.
So yeah, just in the sake of transparency, we wanted to let you all know what happened there. So that is the way this tournament ends. Jeremy Lindley on Eins is your champion here. This will shift things for our tournament reports and everything else. So kind of a weird way to end it, but that is it for today. Hope you guys had a wonderful time watching the gameplay. Weird to end it on this kind of a note, but look forward to chatting about this event as we go into, we have the May 2020 event, or the May 2023 Discord event over on Ruler School that is available for everyone. And we had, I just want to show up the playmat for that if you haven't already seen it. I think I can actually still just leave it up. It might be right here. This is the September mat. This is not the one that we're talking about, but the one for May. It's $10 to enter over on our Discord. You can check it out here. And this is the mat for that, open to all people. This is the mat that we were going to be competing for in our Discord event on top 8. The top 8 players, it's a one-day event, and after Swiss, the top 8 players will take home this cool map. So hope to see you there May 20th. Other than that, we will probably be getting back to our regular content this coming week. Hope you all enjoyed being able to watch the coverage. Glad to be able to provide it to you. And until next time, this is DMO73 saying, enjoy the new cards. Be sure to take pictures of your matches for the Grand War Project, and class dismissed.